This is Red, White, and Bluegrass.
It may be an off year for Kentucky's elections, but this year's Fancy Farm Picnic will be anything but sleepy. The world's largest picnic is always held the first Saturday in August and draws big crowds for its old-fashioned and sometimes outlandish political speaking. Democrats this year will be largely absent. Fancy Farm's political chairman says both sides are always welcome and doesn't want one giving up on West Kentucky.
It is bringing the full leadership from both the federal delegation and the state side to Western Kentucky, and we don't want Democrats to give up on that. We wouldn't ever want Republicans to do that either. So, but it's been a shift, but it's to each party to determine how important Western Kentucky is to them.
Many viewers will be closely watching the speeches between Kentucky's GOP U.S. Senate candidates. Democrats will also have a presence at a Thursday night political dinner in Paducah. And a reminder, Fox 56 will be carrying the event on our live stream with a panel of analysts on Saturday. Senator Webb, I'll start with you here. Do you think that the event has become too GOP focused?
Well, we're going to have a good string of candidates and folks there, but we also have a lot of office holders. So it's going to be heavy, but I grew up in a time where it was more of a real debate type setting with jabs but civility, and it's kind of gone the other way a little bit. But I kind of like the old-fashioned stump speaking, and I think the Republicans are going to have some good folks there, and I don't think they'd shy away from the opposition.
Representative Donworth, what do you think?
Last year was my first time going to it, and I was there as an observer. So I wasn't there when there were more Democrats participating. I think what I had envisioned was what you were talking about, Senator Webb, was more of a give and take and a healthy debate. But it has been, for those of us who are Democrats in the state House or the state Senate, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense for us to go to Western Kentucky that's so far outside of our districts. That said, I don't think anybody wants to give up on Western Kentucky, as the clip said. I think it's just a question of is it the right event for us to attend?
Is it harder in 2025 for those that do choose to go up and speak? There was a quote we had from our political analyst, Jonathan Miller, which is, kind of erring on the side of caution, don't make any mistakes. With that sort of cautious approach to, putting yourself out there, is it harder in 2025 to do that?
I think everything's harder in 2025. I mean, the rhetoric is nasty, and the rhetoric that you see on social media is some of what I heard when I was at Fancy Farm last year. Not from everybody, obviously, but the rhetoric it can be nasty in any place right now. And so when you know that you're not going to have very many friends in an environment, it makes it harder to want to go there.
What do you think, Senator Webb?
Social media platforms, we're always looking and things are exaggerated, and the media loves it too because you get the good headline or whatever. But as an elected, I don't shy away from that form of presentation, and I think everybody ought to get on the stump. That's how you know your candidates. I think you'll get to hear some really good speeches and get to know your candidates and your office holders a little more. So. And they have good food and good fellowship, so it's a fun time. And KET will be covering it this year. I think I saw a reversal. So.
Yeah, they'll be back. Given both y'all mentioned y'all have at least attended the event at some point before in y'all's lives, is there any particular moment or memory that stands out from y'all's experience there?
I was always in awe as a child growing up in a household divided with my parents, but just of the folks that were there and getting to hear them speak and soaking it all in and getting to meet people from all over the state and networking, whether you're on the same side or not. It was just a great experience, and it seemed to get people wanting to be involved in politics and government, so that's a good thing.
What stuck out to you, Representative?
That is a good thing. I was incredibly proud of the Democrats who did speak last year. We had Aaron Marshall, who was running against Jamie Comer, and I believe Sherilyn Stevenson was speaking on
for Amendment 2.
For Amendment 2.
Against Amendment 2.
Against Amendment 2. And I was incredibly proud of them for stepping up and holding their own in a hostile crowd that year.
have y'all ever given thought before, and this is more of a fun question, but if you were to go up and give a speech at some point, is there any good jokes you have in your back pocket that you think would be good to wheel out? You don't have to tell them right here, but if you ever thought about what you would say in a Fancy Farm speech?
Oh, I've thought about it. Yeah, yeah. There's a lot. So I'd like to take some jabs too, especially maybe lately. But I'd have a few zingers for y'all.
All right. Well, I would be interested to see one of those, and maybe one day we'll see what y'all could do up on the big stage at Fancy Farm. Thank you both so much for your insight. We'll be right back.